Caner Universe, it's Caner Tip Tuesday, and today's such an important topic. Doesn't matter if you're coming in brand new, if you're still evaluating whether you should get cane trained or not. You're looking at your options. Maybe you're already ACSD at the leader level, advanced, masters, doesn't matter. This is one of the hottest topics in ACSD today based on survey, and rightfully so, and it's on the topic of the ACSD's empty hand training, why the majority are going about it incorrectly, and regardless of the stage that you're at, I'm going to let you know what you should be doing instead. Listen, a warm welcome to those of you who are here for the first time. Go ahead and do this. If you've been watching content and you're digging it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss anything in the future. And also, we have free resources. The most important one by far, the no-cost cane clarity call. You're going to text CCC to the number on the screen, and in less than 24 hours, we will be in a conversation discussing everything. What is it? Why are you watching this, right? How did you land here? And answering all your questions related to the cane culture. It's going to save you tons of time, funds, and frustration in trying to figure this thing out all on your own. We also have Facebook groups that are open to the general public. Go ahead and request entry. They will let you right in. 30 years ago, when I first put together the American Cane Self-Defense System, what is known as ACSD today, it's always been a cane empty hand system. That means that when you would come to the headquarters, whatever you did with that cane, once you practiced it, you would set the cane down, and then immediately you would go into the empty hand translation. That's what it's referred to in ACSD. 4 times that you don't have your cane. You dropped your cane. You forgot your cane. You have something else that's not a cane in hand, right? It's always been like that. It was never intended to be segmented. That, as I've explained many times before, happened years later with busy executives who they just wanted a tool that they can sit with on a plane, and carry it out there, but, didn't really have the time or inclination to go ahead and study the empty hand. Those that stuck with it learned really quick that, hey, and have been quoted as saying, hey, my biggest regret is not having gotten started sooner with the empty hand. So it's an intricate part. You cannot go beyond the leader level, really, your foundational training with ACSD, without it being referenced. You can't come to an immersion here in Miami and skip the empty hand, because that's not the way I put it together. So I want to go ahead and explain why it is the mind frame that you probably are going about this incorrectly. The first thing, and the most common, is wanting to, maybe you're enrolled in the cane, for instance. You just started off in the 6-week challenge, and you're also enrolled in the empty hand challenge, and you're going through the cane first, and then you're going to tackle the empty hand and start all over again, and that's working double. It wasn't intended to be done that way. Listen to what I just said before at the headquarters, how it works. You do this, and then you do the empty hand. So saying things like, oh, it's I just don't want to be overwhelmed. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. And so it's going to be harder if you try to pick it up later on and because you're going to have to go all the way back. Okay. So do yourself a favor. And when you come on board, you're coming on board with the cane and the empty hand. Go and you watch week 1, class 1, you participate in that, right, with your coach. You get the feedback on that, and then immediately go and watch week 1, class 1 of that material. And it's me, the guy who put it together, doing that for you. You're getting it straight from the source. It's going to open your eyes to the level of detail, versatility, and application. It's what we refer to as full strength ACSD. Okay, so listen, if you've been doing that backwards or you've been skipping out on it, stick with me to the end, because I have something for you. Okay, I have something for you to make it pretty much, I don't know, if not a no-brainer, at least a lot easier to get started. Okay, if you're at the advanced level, if you are at the master's level, you got to go back and review that foundational material. You got to review the empty hand level 1. Some of you have done, obviously, you're up to level 2. You're doing that. Go back and review it. Practice it. Don't just leave it there, okay? The other thing that I wanted to mention is that there's that thought that because ACSD, you have to graduate from leader, though, from the level 1 before you can move to level 2, that it's the same way with the empty hand, and that's not accurate. Let me explain. If you graduate leader and you're enrolled in the empty hand level 1, which corresponds with that leader cane challenge, this is what is known as the cane at home 6-week challenge. Once you graduate the cane, you don't have to wait to graduate the empty hand to move on to advanced with the cane. Why? Because in ACSD, the cane teaches the empty hand and not the other way around. What we're concerned is that you have the information. You're not obligated to test with the empty hand to move on to level 2 with a cane. You're not. Unless you want to teach it, because that's the rule of thumb with ACSD. If you want to teach it, you're going to need to earn those credentials. So you're going to do just like you did with the cane, you're going to do it with the empty hand. Okay, so I just wanted to cover that with you. And then just for your own personal cane practice, just how enjoyable it is. And think of your repertoire. Now you have the cane and then you set that down and you're moving with the hands the same way. Think about this for a second. If you've been training with a cane for a while and you don't know the empty hand, and suddenly I take away that cane and I say, show me what you got, right? Based on the ACSD principles, how can it be that you don't feel as comfortable with what you came to this world with, right? And instead you feel more comfortable with the tool in your hand. Why? Because it's all training. That's what you've been training, okay? You want to get out. If you're operating at that level, you're at 50%. There's nothing wrong with that. That's done by choice. But I'm here to tell you how it was designed and to encourage you to take a peek. For those of you that, you're coming in and say, well, I have an empty hand system because I'm a martial artist. I've been doing this for 50 years. That's wonderful. But I'll remind you, it's easier on your brain and your nerve system. If you move a particular way with the tool, you're going to move the exact same way with the empty hand or whatever else you have, because the templates carry through. That's the way it was put together. And the level of detail on this, I'm pretty sure, even if you're experienced, at the very least, you're going to say, wow, this is not a fly-by-night, there was a lot of thought into how everything else connects. Lastly, can you learn this from video? And the answer to that is a resounding yes. While you're asking that, just know that people are doing this. Even if you have injuries, that's a topic that I'll be covering soon. Even if you have injuries, communicate, with the headquarters. Make the call, have a conversation, right? You can talk to me. I make myself available. Have a conversation. Let's see where you're at right now and see what it's going to take to get you going there. But I wanted to, this was so important that you understand you have the proper frame of mind. The only way to learn it in the past was in person. Why? Because we never filmed it. Years ago, we filmed it and it's structured and it's sitting there on a portal, right? So you guys have a huge advantage now. When you're coming in, they give you a no-brainer bundle, right? A discount where you save $250. Now listen to me. What if you enrolled in the cane, you didn't do the empty hand, you're listening to me now and you say, man, I hadn't heard it like this. Well, you should have from the beginning. But if you opted out, can't do that massive, $250 discount on the bundle. But for the next 48 hours, if you want to jump in there, just either use the code, text it over to the 305-745-7839. Vanessa will give you a link. There could possibly be a link within this where you're watching it. Just scroll down and look in the body of wherever it is that you're seeing this and look for a link for an $100 discount, okay? That's pretty good to encourage you to go ahead and do it so that you don't end up like so many have said and navigated and say, oh, I got to start all over again with this. That's just the way it was put together. All right. So if you have any questions, go ahead and please reach out to us. We're at 800-289-8188. I'm Joe Robaina for American Cane Self-Defense. Giving it to you straight, you know, the full strength ACSD system has always been cane and the empty hand. Looking forward to your comments, and I'll see you on the next video.